Hey friends, welcome back to another Vinyasa flow. This class is going to be a little bit shorter, but we're definitely going to bring the heat. You will need a block for this or something similar. This is going to be threaded throughout our flow today, which is going to make it pretty fun and interesting. We do have some funky movements today, which I'm sure you will all enjoy. We are going to get started on our back. So if you've got your block, which you should, or something similar, we're just going to bring this underneath our back. We're going to just have a little bit of time to focus, to set our focus. So maybe you bring the block lengthways or sideways, whatever feels best for you. You're going to just lie this down on your thoracic spine. Your head is going to touch the ground, hands by the sides. Alternatively, if none of these options feel good in the body today, then just let this go. You can lie down on the ground. And just starting to breathe deep into the thoracic cavity, so the diaphragm, the ribs, and the chest. Letting that start to open some awareness into the body, but also in the more subtle layers of ourselves. So noticing the mind, noticing the heart, and how that's feeling today. Using the block today will be quite fun because oftentimes we get set into a routine or habits, which in our yoga practice, that's called samskaras. And often we need just a little change of these habits, something added or taken away to switch it up and show us a different perspective. So we're going to be adding the block into some similar movements that you might have seen before, just to, make it a little bit more different for your body and your mind. Let's take about 3 more big breaths here. Notice if there's any place that you can release any excess tension from. And letting any more parts of you that you notice are away at the moment, they're occupied, just asking them or encouraging them to come here onto your mat right now. If you have the block from underneath your shoulders, we're just going to release this. Bring the block in between your knees. If you haven't already, bring your feet about hip width distance behind the glutes, hands reach by your sides. Use your next in-breath to press through the heels and lift your hips up high to find your Setu Bandhasana. You're lifting high from the shoulders, but keep the ribs drawn in slightly. Already you're going to feel that engagement of the inner legs with the drawing of the knees together. You can stay here or option to shift the weight into the right foot and extend the left leg out long. Stay here or hover the hips towards the ground and then press them back up again. We'll try that 2 more times. So inhaling to lower and then exhaling to press up. 1 more time. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up, swap sides. So left foot comes down, transition the weight to the left foot, start to extend the right leg out long. Keep hugging the knees together. Can you lift your hips up a little bit higher? Let's inhale, lower down. Exhale, press through the left heel to lift. 2 more times, inhale, lower. Exhale to lift. 1 more time, really big engagement through the glutes here. Exhale to lift. Beautiful. Bring the right foot back and then slowly lower the hips towards the ground. Extend your arms wide. We're going to extend the legs out long. Lower back stays towards the ground, but the feet are hovering off the ground. Use your next breath in to start to twist the knees towards your left elbow. So coming into a supine twist, but the knees are hovering off the ground. Use your next exhale to extend your legs back to a hover. Again, lower back presses towards the ground. Inhale, draw the knees up towards the right elbow. It doesn't have to touch. And then exhale to extend. We'll try that 2 more times each side. So inhale, reach up. Keep both shoulders on the ground. Exhale, extend. Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale. Can you take your knees a little bit lower? Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And then exhale. Beautiful. Let's take the block away from the thighs and then roll yourself up. Bring the block down. Hands are going to come towards the ground. Step yourself back into your tabletop position. So hands under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Start to take a few circles on the wrists. So your fingertips are spread really wide here. And as you make circles on your wrists, you're pressing your knuckles and your fingertips into the ground. If you haven't already, shift directions of the circles. And then turn your fingertips towards you. If this feels quite uncomfortable, you can try one at a time. Maybe you shift forward and back. If this is not for you at all today, you can have both hands facing forward. Otherwise, two hands if it feels accessible. We're going to walk the hands a little bit closer towards the knees. Now, the closer your hands are, the easier this will be. Take a big breath in, drop the belly down towards the thighs, lift the eye gaze, lift the chest, shoulders back. And then as you exhale, press away from the ground, draw the belly button into the spine, round through the upper back. So cat and cow variations, inhaling to drop down, shoulders back. And then exhale to press away. If you wanted more opening through the forearms, you could take your hands out a little bit further. Alternatively, you can also turn the fingertips forward as well. Let's try one more. Can you find some more space within your spine here? Beautiful. Come back through center. Turn the fingertips back towards the front. Maybe you press the back of one hand towards the ground. Lean back and forward, and then maybe the other hand. So just releasing down the back of the forearm. With your right hand, let's come back to our block. Extend the right hand out long, and then start to extend the left leg out long as well. Hips and shoulders are square to the ground. Use your next breath in to circle the right hand and the left foot behind the body. See if you can touch the block towards the foot. Kick into the left foot slightly. And then when you're ready, extend the right hand, left leg out long. Use your in-breath to curl the right knee towards the elbow, press away from the ground. Exhale to extend 2 more times. Inhale, bend the knee, circle behind, little kick. As you exhale, return to neutral. Inhale, press away with the left hand, curl the knee in. Exhale, extend. Last time, inhale. This time, can you hold here? Kick your foot a little bit higher into the right block. Can you draw the right shoulder back a little bit more? Flex through the left toes. Big breath in. As you exhale, extend the right hand out long. Drop the block towards the ground. Left knee towards the left elbow. And then step the left foot outside the left hand. Drop the hips down slightly. Little shift from side to side. We're going to take the block back into our hands. Use your next breath in. Press away with the left foot as you reach both hands high. So we're on the longest part of the block with both hands. As you exhale, Anjaneyasana. Start to bend the elbows. Big breath in. As you exhale, little baby back bend here. Come back through center, reach the hands high, tuck onto the right toes, hover the right knee just off the ground. Keep the hands extending as far away as you can. Big breath in, lengthen through both legs. As you exhale, tip yourself forward into an extended Pajvakonasana, pyramid pose. Inhale, come back through center. As you exhale, hover the right knee off the ground. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, dive it forward, right hip drops down slightly. Inhale, come back. Exhale, back knee hovers. Last time, inhale, lengthen. This time, bend the left knee, drop the right heel down, keep the upper body extended over Utthita Pajvakonasana. You might need to walk your left foot in here slightly. Draw the right shoulder back, right hip back, deepen into the left leg here. Reach your hands away. You might try to spin your eye gaze up. Ribs in slightly so we're not over flaring, over arching. One more breath. See if you can deepen here. Shift the eye gaze down. Bring the hand back, the block back towards the ground. Frame out the left foot. Use your next breath in. Step back into a plank position and then send the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Press out of the hands, so shifting your weight back. Use your next breath in, roll through your spine, press away from the ground, either on your knees or your toes. Chaturanga, come all the way down towards your belly, elbows tuck and close. Untuck the toes, big breath in, try to reach your fingertips towards the back. Now turn your thumbs up, palms out, Shalabhasana. First round here, we'll keep our feet on the ground, so we're just working into the upper body. Draw the shoulder blades back. Take one more breath here, squeezing into the glutes. When you're ready, bring the hands towards the ground, press up onto your knees, find your way back into your tabletop position. We're going to try that all on the other side. So start by taking the left hand onto the left block. Left hand extends out long. Use the strength of the core to kick the right leg out as well, so two-legged table. Use your breath in to circle the left hand behind, right foot bends towards the block. Use your exhale, reach back to center, two-legged table. Inhale, curl under, press away with the right hand. Exhale to extend. Two more times. Inhale, draw it back. Exhale, try keep the hips square. Inhale, curl in. Scoop the belly up. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, stay here this time. Can you kick a little bit more into the right foot? Flex out the right toes here to engage through the glute max. One more breath in. And then exhale, extend out long. Take the block towards the ground, left hand plants. Inhale, draw the right knee towards the right elbow. Exhale, right foot steps out the right hand. Drop the hips down, opening through the left hip flexor. Little shift from side to side. So opening through the front body, strengthening the back body. Take the block again. Use your next breath in. Sweep both hands high, hands on the outside edges of the block. As you exhale, Anjaneyasana. Start to bend the elbows. Inhale, hug the elbows in, biceps by ears. Exhale, deepen again, maybe a baby back bend. Draw the ribs in slightly. Inhale, lengthen tall, tuck onto the left toes. Exhale, hover the left knee off the ground. Imagine like your inner thighs were pulling towards each other. Inhale, lengthen both legs. Exhale, tip yourself forward. Keep the spine really long. Movement comes from the pelvis. Inhale, reach the hands back up. Exhale, hover the knee off the ground. 90-90 lunge. Inhale, extend. Exhale, reach. Inhale, come back. Exhale, deepen. Last time. Inhale, lengthen. This time, start to drop the left heel. Walk the right foot in. Extend the arms towards the front of the mat. Bend to the right knee. Utthita Padangusthasana. Start to lift the eye gaze here. Draw the right shoulder under. Can you reach a little bit further away with both hands? Try one more breath. Shift the eye gaze back towards the ground. Place the block on the ground. Frame out the front foot. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog, sending up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Use your next inhale to rebound and ripple through the spine to your plank position. Exhale to lower all the way down to your belly, shifting the weight forward slightly. Untuck the toes. Inhale, Shalabhasana, lifting the chest. Hands come behind. You can always keep the hands on the ground. Option here as well to lift the feet off. If you are taking the feet off, squeeze the inner thighs together, squeeze the ankles together. Take one more breath. Ooh. When you're ready, lie yourself down. Hands come by ribs. Press up onto your knees. Tuck onto the toes. Send your hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Soft bend of the legs here, softening through the ankles. It's going to allow for the chest to pull through. Use your next breath in to walk up towards the top of the mat. Although you can jump, feet to about hip width distance. As you exhale, fold yourself forward. You're going to grab your block, bring it in between your thighs. We don't want too much of the block sticking out here, so most of it's going to be behind you. Bring your hands towards your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Shoulders pull back. As you exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale to rise, sweep the arms, lift the eye gaze. As you exhale, hands come by the sides. We're going to try and work through a little bit of a flow here. Inhale, sweep the hands high. As you exhale, Utkatasana, hips go back. Press the knees out, inner thighs press together. Weight in the back heels. Big breath in, shoulders back. As you exhale, dive your heart space forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to the shins. As you exhale, either a few steps back into your plank or you can hop back through your chaturanga, up to you, whatever you feel warm enough for. Use your next breath in, either baby cobra or upward facing dog. As you exhale, come up and back, downward facing dog. So you'll see why we need the block push further back. Use your next breath in, either taking a few steps forward or look forward, bend the knees, hop in between the hands. As you exhale, fold yourself forward, feet hip width distance. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, lift the arms. As you exhale, hands by the sides, really long spine here. Inhale to lift. We add on, as we exhale, Utkatasana. Draw the belly button into the spine. Take another breath in. As you exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhaling, halfway lift. We're going to get a little bit funky here. As we exhale, bend the knees, sink your hips down towards your heels. You can always bring the hands down as you need. We're going to find our way onto our sit bones, extend the legs out long, Navasana. See if you can rotate the palms up towards the ceiling. Draw the shoulder blades back. You can always touch the feet down. If you want that extra challenge, try to extend the legs out long. We hold here for 4, 3, keep lifting through the chest, 2, 1. Beautiful. Place the hands, the feet hip width distance. Both hands come behind the back, fingertips towards you. Inhale, pressing through the heels, lift the hips up, squeeze the glutes. Shoulders roll onto the back body. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Big breath in. As you exhale, lower yourself down. You might need to remove your block from this. We're going to roll ourselves back into our Uttanasana. With or without the help of the hands, slide that block in between the thighs again. Inhale, halfway lift. As we exhale, either step or hop back through your chaturanga. Pressing away from the ground, bending the elbows, landing the chest towards the ground as our feet land. Beautiful. Use your next breath in to either step or hop in between the hands. As you exhale, fold yourself forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach through the crown of the head, shoulders back. As you exhale, fold again. Inhale to rise, lift the arms, squeeze the glutes, maybe baby back bend. As you exhale, hands come by the sides. We add on. Inhale to lift. As you exhale, bend the elbows, open the arms up wide into a cactus. Inhale to lift. Exhale, Utkatasana, hips go back. Let's take one more breath here. Really focus on the back body and try to pull it and squeeze it so we're engaging. Big breath in. As you exhale, fold yourself forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. As you exhale, slow lower towards the ground, hips come down, Navasana pose. Draw the shoulders away, palms turn up. Again, option to extend the legs here. Final option, if you wanted it, if you could keep your long spine, is to remove the block from your legs. See if you can lift the arms up. Shoulders pull back. Stay here for 3, 2. Draw the belly button to the thighs. 1. And then release down. Bring the block back to between the thighs. Either going into our reverse plank, or we can try a flip dog. Turn the right hand away from you. Press through your heels. Either lifting the hand towards the sky, or if you wanted a bit more of an opening, draw the left hand towards the back of the mat. Squeeze the glutes, hug the knees together. Big breath in. As you exhale, lower yourself down. Let's try the other side. So left hand turns away. Breathe in and lift. Again, either just towards the ceiling, hips in line with knees, or you can reach the right hand towards the back of the mat. Lift your hips a little bit higher. Eye gaze turns down slightly. When you're ready, come back through the ground, towards the ground. Remove the block. With the help of the hands or not, find your way back into your Uttanasana, the block between the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, hands come down, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale to open. Whatever variation of choice. Exhale to close. Ooh, let's remove the block away from our thighs, but keep the block in your right hand. We're gonna sweep the right hand towards our right thigh. We're coming into our last flow, by the way. Option to stay here with the right hand hovering by the thigh, or for a little bit of balance, see if you can start to lift the left foot off the ground as well. Two-legged dog. Try to draw the left hip down slightly. Keep breathing. When you're ready, just transition the weight forward. Right hand plants towards the ground. Three-legged plank. Going to draw the left knee towards the chest. Set the left foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee down. Beautiful. Untuck the toes. Reach the hands up with the block. Big breath in. As you exhale, bend the elbows, Vinyasa. Inhale to lift, tuck onto the back toes. Exhale, 90-90 lunge, shoulders back. Inhale to rise, lengthen both legs. As you exhale, tip yourself forward. Keep the upper body really long. Inhale, come back through center. As you exhale, bottom knee hovers. Last time, inhale to lengthen. As you exhale, extend. This time we hold and we transition our weight forward. Virabhadrasana 3. Back leg reaches off the ground. Keep reaching the hands away from you. Right hip drops. Option to stay here or bend the elbows, bend the knee. Trying to tap the block towards the back of the neck, foot towards the glute. Breathe in and extend back. Woo. When you're ready, exhale, Uttanasana. Forward fold. Take a moment here. Wow. Remember, this is a short practice, so we're really kind of packing in the intensity. Slide that block by your thighs again. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, bend the knees, hips come down. Extend the legs out long, or whatever Navasana variation you would like. We're going to hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Block comes towards thighs. Your variation, reverse tabletop, flip dog, or you could press up and try to turn your left hand towards the ground into an Urdhva Dhanurasana variation, or just somewhere in between. So you're flipping the hands around. Okay, take one more breath on your right side. Keep squeezing glutes, draw the knees together. And when you come down, just exhale. Make sure that there's no pain through the back. Discomfort's okay, but we don't want to aggravate ourselves too much. Whatever variation, if you're trying your flip dog, left hand turns away. Press through the heels, lift the hips, inhale. If you wanted to try a little bit more, see if you can turn your heart space towards the ceiling. Maybe the right hand touches the ground, maybe it doesn't. Just try your variation of choice. One more breath. Keep lifting the hips high, and then when you're ready, dropping the hips back down. Whew, release the block. We're going to lift back up into our Uttanasana. You can use your hands. Slide the block back underneath. Fold yourself forward. Last vinyasa of our practice. Breathe in. Halfway lift. Oh, wait. We've only done one side. I thought we were done this side. And as we exhale, fold forward, step, jump back through your Chaturanga. I totally forgot we've got the other side. Oh, man. That's pretty brutal. Okay, down dog. Take a moment to breathe here, and we're going to transition to the other side. When you're ready, take the block away from your thighs with your left hand. Start to sweep the left hand by your left thigh. Engage through the core. Press through the right hand firmly. If you wanted, you could try sweep the right toes high as well into a two-legged dog. Keep that breath, keep that focus. Ooh. When you're ready, start to shift the weight forward. Left hand comes down towards the ground. Draw the right knee into the chest. Set the right foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee down. Breathe in. Lift both hands high. Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, bend the elbows. Tap the hand behind the head. Drop the hips. Inhale, reach the hands back high again. As you exhale, tuck onto the left toes. Hover the left knee off the ground. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend forward. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, bend the back knee. Last time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend long, draw the belly button in, start to transition the weight forward. Left foot comes off the ground. Flex the left foot. Keep reaching out of the hands. Stay here, you can rest or bend the elbows, tap the hand behind the head, bend the knee, try tap the foot close towards the left glute. Inhale to extend back long, Virabhadrasana 3. As you exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, left foot meets the right hip width distance. Slide the block between the thighs. Take a breath. Hands to shins, inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, bend the knees, lower yourself. Last time, Navasana, everyone's favorite pose. Find your variation of choice. Last time, holding for 4, 3, shoulders back, chest forward, 2, 1, release. If you'd prefer to rest, please do. If you wanted to keep trying, go for it. Try the right side flip dog. If you would like, pressing the hips up, maybe you revolve the heart space around. Again, if you feel any pinching through the lower back, please let this go. When you're ready, just coming down, trying the other side. Left fingers turn away. We haven't done a huge amount because this is a short practice. Our amount of time that we've been warming up into these postures aren't as long, so you may not feel as warm, and that's totally okay. Remove the block from your legs. Roll yourself up. Bring it towards the side. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale your way back into a Balasana, child's pose. So knees together or slightly apart, up to you. Letting your body decompress. And noticing any reactions that came with the practice. If there were any judgments that came up of yourself, of anything else. If you've noticed that these aren't helpful for your practice today, know that you always have the opportunity, once you've noticed something, to question, acknowledge it, and to let it go. If you feel like it doesn't serve you. We're going to slow it down. We've got a few kind of stretchy asanas to finish out our practice. When you're ready, just walk yourself up. Got a few different variations here. We're going to find a Virasana. So first option is just sitting your hips down onto your heels. Second option is extending your feet wider and sinking your hips down. Now you might need a little bit of space here. You can bring your block in between your feet and sit up here. If you felt like you had space, you could walk yourself back. Okay, so if you're feeling quite bendy, you've got 2 options, and that's just keeping the hips down and maybe walking yourself back onto elbows or back onto fully on your back. This is deeper for your hips, your knees, and your ankles. If you are wanting a deeper back bend, same thing, but the hips are underneath you. So it actually elevates your hips more. So it's a bit nicer for your knees, but there's a bigger arch of your spine here. So just think about what feels good for you and where you would like to go. We'll stay here for a couple of rounds of breath. Not too long. You want to think about drawing the knees towards the ground. Squeeze the glutes. Lift the hips up slightly. And perhaps drawing the lower back towards the ground ever so slightly to intensify the feeling, the sensation through the front of the legs. As we slow things down, can you elongate your breath? Two more breaths here. If you are on your back, just take your hands around the heels, press up onto your elbows, and walk yourself back. If you've got a block underneath you, just remove it. I'm gonna sit ourselves up, swing both feet out in front of us. Take the feet wide. And the knees might be bent here, they might be a little bit longer. See if you can turn the knees and the toes up towards the ceiling. So that encourages that external rotation of the hip joints. Breathe in, try to lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, perhaps you walk yourself forward. If you felt like you needed a bit more support, you can lean yourself back. If you've got a block and you're somewhere in between, you can bring your elbows down onto whatever height feels good. What happens when you close down your eyes here? That's a big question in our yoga practice. What happens when we slow down, when we still, when we close our eyes? Breathing through any discomfort that may arise from this practice. Knowing that anything that you're feeling is valid. Two more breaths. Come back through center. Big breath in, sweep the right hand high. As you exhale, start to side bend. That left hand or left elbow can come onto the inside of the left leg to encourage the spinning of the heart towards the side or even towards the ceiling. Maybe you lift the eye gaze here. See how that feels. And then use your next breath in. Come back through center as you exhale the other side. So left hand up and over, right shoulder spinning underneath, left shoulder opening up. Inhale, come back through center. We're going to find our way onto our back. So if you'd like to pop on anything before we head down, then please feel free to. Let's roll ourselves down the spine. We're going to hug the right knee into we're going to draw the right knee in, take the left hand around the right ankle. This might feel like enough already. And you could stay here if you wanted a bit more. Hug the left knee behind the right knee. Take the right hand around the right ankle and pull both feet towards you. Press the knees away. So finding some Gomukhasana legs, cow face pose legs. Deep opening for the outer hips here. Let's take one more breath here. And then keeping the knees stacked, release the hands to the sides. You can keep the feet wide, or you could try circle the right foot underneath the left calf. Start to drop the knees over towards the left to find a twist with eagle legs. Right hand extends to the side. Maybe turn the eye gaze down the right hand. Big twist through the spine. If this feels a little bit too intense for the hips, then please let this go. Maybe you stack the knees. Inhale, come back through center. We'll swap it out. So left knee comes in front. Maybe you just start with having the right hand around the left ankle and pulling that in. If you had more space, right foot could come to the left side and left hand could grab it. Again, pulling the feet towards the outsides of the mat, pressing the knees away. Just notice if there are any other places in the body you may be holding tension. perhaps in the jaw, the eyelids, the eyebrows. And just letting this tension go with ease of the breath. Release the hands around the feet. Option to keep them wide or uncross them, or you could take the left foot behind the right calf. Start to drop the knees over towards the right. Maybe you look down the left hand here, encouraging that left shoulder to touch down towards the ground. Use your in-breath, come back through center. And I will find our way into our Shavasana. Just a couple of minutes to breathe and rest after our quite intense physical practice. We did work a lot with the spine. If you're feeling any discomfort through the lower back, you might like to draw the knees in and stack them in the center with the feet wide. Otherwise, just finding a position that feels good for you. Close down the eyes. Tune in with your breath. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Before we start to head out, can you ask yourself, is there any more part of me that I can just melt, surrender into the earth beneath me? Any more that I can let go? Start to take a few deeper breaths. Just checking in with the body, checking in with the mind, checking in with the heart again. Just noticing after this practice how you feel, knowing that there is no right or wrong answer. There is only what is. Start to take some subtle movements with the body. And then drawing the knees into the chest. And then slowly making your way into a seat. Keeping your eyes closed on the process up. Find that length again. Find that space that's been created or shifted or moved. Bring the hands to heart center, bowing our heads in gratitude of this practice that's been around for so long, it's been passed down from generation to generation for the ability to heal not only our bodies, but also being able to live in our bodies. in our heads, in our hearts, in our spirit. And not only just living, but also thriving, being able to enjoy, be open, being non-judgmental. I thank you so much for practicing with me today. And I hope to see you again sometime soon. Namaste.